Well, morning folks. This is day one of our photography tour. So we've just all met for breakfast and done some introductions. Carlisle's given us a brief of the day and the next couple of days and what we're doing. And this morning we're heading off to do a bush tucker morning tea with Josh. So looking forward to that. So, and then from there we come back and have lunch. We're going to go across the dam. There's a little spot that he's picked out for us to have some lunch, and then back and sunset cruise. So today's pretty casual, but there's a fair bit to do.
Okay, and have a feel of that one. There you go, that's probably enough. Have a smell of your hands there. Afterwards there too. Oh, yeah. Oh. Have a feel of this, guys, if you haven't already. A little bit of a stickiness. Smell your fingers afterwards. Yep.
Oh, sweet.
It's nice and sweet. Don't lick it though.
Oh, too late.
Too late.
We've got 12 hours to live. You see these?
What a great way to complement our trip to Lake Argyle. Lake Argyle Adventures is operated by Josh and Tamsin, whose sole aim it is to give every one of their guests the most unique and memorable experience. They focus on small groups with their tours maxing out at 12 guests. We were picked up at the resort and guided by Josh as he shared his knowledge of flora, fauna and the environment, educating us on all manner of things with passion and sincerity. So if you find yourself heading to Lake Argyle or Kununurra in the future, we would highly recommend these guys, but be warned, you will need to book early, especially if you want to be involved with the gourmet camp oven experience.
It looks almost like a lavender when it's growing. Over here we have wild passion fruit muffins. We were talking about that passion fruit. Who was asking me what that was before? It didn't look like from the area. One of these was anyway. That's the wild passion fruit. This is what it looks like. So we've turned them into muffins for you. Yep.
After lunch, Carlisle held a workshop on camera settings. Then it was off for our sunset cruise to try some of them out. Welcome to Lake Argyle. What an immense expanse of water. As you're probably aware, this is a man-made waterway, several times larger than Sydney Harbour. In fact, it is Australia's second largest artificial lake by area, with Lake Gordon Pedder in Tasmania taking the crown. It was completed in 1972 and houses a hydroelectric system that not only powers Lake Argyle, but the nearby towns of Kununurra, Wyndham and local mines, and does so in an environmentally friendly way. On the other side of this wall are 4 large turbines, each pumping around 40,000 litres of water per second, which generates 30 megawatts of power.
here, they live along these cliff faces for a few reasons. The two big reasons is their food, is so they can stay away from all their predators. So the big three predators in the local area are your wild dogs and your dingoes, your larger snakes like your olive pythons, and then your bigger birds of prey like your white-bellied seagulls.
Tips of the mountains of the surrounding cardboard ranges tumble into the lake, making it look like some kind of strange desert ford. Away towards the horizon, small mountains rise up out of the lake like islands, and there are over 70 islands throughout the lake. Lake Argyle has developed its own ecosystems, and native flora and fauna abound, both in the water and on the many islands. Of the main native species of fish here are long tom, barramundi, catfish, and there are literally thousands of freshwater crocodiles. Over 150,000 water birds occupy the grasslands and mudflats of the lake, with magpie geese, Pacific black ducks, Australian bustards and long-toed stints here in large numbers.
Yeah, these guys are seven-dotted archer fish. Now what they've actually adapted to do is hunt above the water. So what they'll do is if they see a low-flying insect or a spider on a low branch, they'll actually shoot up a little jet stream of water, hit that insect, knocking it into the water, and that's how they get their feed.
Here he comes.
So if you get one of them that actually shoots at you, feel free to break off a little bit of bread, throw it in, say thank you. Try and give it to the one that actually spat at you, but good luck. They're your catfish. So there's three different types of catfish on the lake. You have the eel-tail catfish, the bottlenose catfish, and the shovel-nose catfish.
Well, if you don't squirt at me, you don't get it. Oh yes, you get it.
Your
There you
winner!
Yep, you got him. He's going to do it again. Ready? No,
Yeah,
he's still eating.
Here he comes.
Fish and then come back to him. He's gonna go after these catfish that are eating the bread.
Got him!
Hey!
Get that on.
Yeah, well, I don't know, probably. Got him! Are they the same size? They've got to go to land to eat?
Yeah, they do. And with these guys, whatever they eat, they have to actually swallow whole, so they don't actually have the bite pressure to chew anything.
He's going to go shore.
So he's going to go to the shore and get that. It's got to be head first, so the fins are going down the right way. And once he's got that head first, he'll then swallow him whole.
There it goes.
Oh, look at the four tails.
Yeah.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Sorry if you're a vegan.
Real life, isn't it? What happens?
I'll stay on this side of him. If I go on the other side, the sun's going to be in the way.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I'll get away from
He's a bit of a shy eater. Now, a freshwater crocodile really needs to only eat about one fish a week to be happy and healthy and fully grown. Wow. So he can literally make this take all day. This is the only chore that he's got to do today, and he's halfway through it.
So does he get one every day?
No, definitely not. As I was saying to Carlisle before, I haven't seen this crop since Carlisle was through last night. So, 2 months. 2 months. Together, put it back into baby goats. Once those goats were at a milking age, they could then milk the goats and synthetically extract the spiderweb DNA from the goat's milk.
Oh.
Now they want to make bulletproof vests and things like that. It is very, very interesting. I can see a few of you looking at me going, stop lying to me.
During March and April, at the end of the wet season, millions of golden orb weaver spiders and the smaller basket spiders begin to construct enormous webs to capture the insects that have multiplied in their billions during the wet season. It's not unusual to see entire trees and rocky outcrops totally smothered in the spiders' webs.
Fell over. Yeah, and it all fell over at the start of last year, and I was like, no, okay, fine, we'll book it in for next year, and I booked it over.
After 3 days at Lake Argyle, what a fantastic 3 days we had. Captured some magnificent bloody sunsets. You know, worth the whole effort. We went out on the boat last night. We got some footage. Had a swim with the noodles, couple of beers, watched the sunset. Just an absolute cracker. Mitch was full of wealth of information. Anyway, we're just gathering now in Kununurra at what they call the Celebrity Park. And some of the celebrities that have been fortunate enough or been asked or whatever the case may have been to plant a tree, and this one here is, the classification is motorsport, and it was planted by none other than Mr. Peter Brock in 1989. Good on you, legend. Let's have a look and see what other celebrities have done. We've just found here there's a tree called an ironwood tree, and it does say at the bottom of it, is never used in fire because it is poisonous. I don't know, and hopefully we haven't burned any of that while we've been out and about. So let's have a look over here. What other celebrities is there? What's this one? Classification, author and historian. This one was planted by Dame Mary Durack on the 18th of August 1984. What do we got here? This is a beech she oak, and this one was planted by Eric Bogle on the 6th of October 1984. Bottle tree. We are rendezvousing and just catching up in Kununurra, fueled up, groceries, pubs are not open because it's Sunday, but you know, we did our shopping on the way in, so it's just a couple of knickknacks to sort out for the next few days, which we are heading from here. Once they all gather, we're heading from here to Ivanhoe Crossing, take some photos, have a fish for a couple of hours and a bit of lunch, and then heading out to Questro for 4 nights. Given that Home Valley Station is closed at the moment, Carlisle's decided we're going to utilise the time at Questro. So there's, you know, we've been there before, and we know that there's a stack of stuff to do. I think we were there for 2 days and we didn't get to see it all. So it'll be nice to be able to do it and have the time to enjoy it and not have to sort of rush from one thing to another thing to another thing. But we're going to do Emma Gorge, walk up into that I know of. We're going to do Saddleback, Razorback, hopefully, and obviously only time will tell, but hopefully we are going to head out to the Pentecost in the wee hours of the morning and do some astrophotography, which I'm really looking forward to doing. It'll give Liz a chance to crack out that new lens, and we'll see how that all works. So yeah, here we are in the heart of the bloody Kimberley, so getting ready to create a bit more of an adventure.
That's the best way.
Yep. John's Barramundi from the Ivanhoe's Crossing.
As we sneak up out of the water crossing at the entry to Questro and see that driveway lined with native boabs, our memories start flooding back. This is one hell of a place to visit. So much to do, or not to do, depending on what you're looking for. Morning, Liz.
Good morning, John.
How are you done?
I'm good. We were at Questro last night,
Questro we were.
which was our first night.
And nestled into a group campsite. And we had a few little dramas just getting the group in and getting the van so that we can open up. Because we're going to be here for 3 days, four days. And so we can sort of set up camp, a reasonably comfortable camp for the next few days.
Yep.
So the deal today is that we've had brekkie cooked for us, and we are now on our way to do the walk into Emma Gorge. It's quite a pretty spot. As we've sort of probably said before, some of the stuff we've been to before, but to see it in all different states and different water levels and things like that, it's always going to be exciting. And also, you know, particularly with people that haven't seen it before, it's I guess the joy of seeing them experience for the first time. So
There might be a bit more water in it this time. There's a lot more water about apparently,
it wasn't trickle last time we were there, so
it'll be interesting to see the difference.
it will be. So we're going to go in and take some photos. Excuse me. And the light, hopefully we're early enough, and we can get some nice light on the walls. So yeah, so that'll be coming up very, very shortly.
And we're going to have a swim
And we're going to have a swim
in the nice, cool,
and
refreshing
It's
water.
actually not cool, refreshing. It's cold.
Well,
But
we'll see.
We'll see. You're pretty hot when you get in there. And then that's going to take us basically up to lunchtime. And then my understanding is that we're going to go and do a sunset tonight. So not quite sure where, but it'll be somewhere on the station. There's a couple of different spots we can go. So I'm pretty sure he's got that sorted. Wow, look at the size of that boab.
Well, it's probably three or four boabs all joined together. At least three, by the looks of it. Because we found out that that's what they do when the seeds fall from the tree. They don't fall far, then they germinate after usually a fire or something. And then when they all grow, they tend to grow right next to each other, and then they actually form to join one.
They do.
After a period of time. And they're hollow, which is an unusual thing, and they don't know why they become hollow.
They're still working on that.
Yeah.
All right, that's about it for the moment. We're not far away from making a turn onto the
Emma Gorge
Drive. Yeah, it's only a couple of k's of gravel and into the car park. Check cameras and got a drink and all that sort of stuff, and then we'll head in. I think it's about 3 kilometres return, but you basically walk the riverbed for some of it, so it's quite undulating and not necessarily challenging, but you know you've done it when you get there.
Yes.
All right, see you soon. Bye. Nestled in the shadows of the fiery red cliffs of El Questro's Cockburn Ranges sits Emma Gorge. This is one of the park's most impressive and accessible gorges. The walk to reach the gorge is 3.2 kilometres return, and depending on your fitness, you should allow 1 to 2 hours. It does involve some rock scrambling, water crossings and a few steep inclines. But when you get there, the water is typically cold but refreshing after the walk.
Guys missed before Ali, now is the best time to take photos of this. There's no one in there, and the light is coming in, so the sun's going to pop up there and then it'll bring that shadow in. So if you hang out for half an hour, it'll be harder to do.
Set at the base of towering 65 metre cliffs, the water hole is graced by a droplet waterfall and a small thermal hot spring on the right hand side, that's if you can find it, which trickles down from the surrounding rocks. Here we are, making our way back to the car park. So we've got the 11 mark on the rock, which is 1.1 kilometres in. So there's markers every 100 metres, just to let you know how you're going when you get there. So just a little bit of trivia. It was then off to the lookout at Saddleback Ridge for the first of our sunsets. Departing from our Questro Station, the challenging 7-kilometre round trip travels over rocky landscapes and steep hills, looking out over the Pentecost Valley. The drive to the top of the ridge reveals a remarkable 360-degree view of the station. Once at the top of the ridge, we parked and walked to a large viewing platform. Carlisle was busy preparing some afternoon nibbles as we prepared our cameras and took up our strategic locations, ready to view, film and shoot one of nature's remarkable gifts, sunset. And with lots of dust and smoke around, it would not disappoint. On the next episode, after spending 3 days at Questro Station, it was time to move on. But first, I try and soak away some age lines at Zebedee Springs. Well, that was a fail. I behaved well below my age. We experience a couple of cracking sunsets and start to get more familiar with our cameras as Carlisle encourages us to experiment with settings and looking outside the box. I nearly forgot, then there's the lizards and the scones. Cheers guys, see you next time, thanks.